What it is, YouTube? Since last we spoke, that's what an unlicensed driver did to my car whilst I was driving down the road on a Sunday afternoon, 30 miles an hour with nobody in front or behind me. That was what happened to my forearm. That's more specifically what happened to my forearm, which as you can see is 2 major fractures in both bones. And so here we are. This is my new set of circumstances.
Doing about calories since the surgery. Before that, I was on a lean out, 2,500 calories. I lost a whole bunch of weight, down 180 to 155, and then I get in the car wreck. So basically now I've just been eating exactly whatever my Fitbit says at the end of the day to make sure I don't gain or lose any weight.
So I had about a week not allowed to work out because I had surgery on my forearm, put a plate and 4 screws in. And then a week later, I was cleared for action. So this is actually the day that the doctor cleared me. I went home, took a nap, went straight to the gym, trying to get it in. Obviously, the nature of my training is going to radically change for quite some time. I'm going to have to do unilateral exercises with my torso to the extent possible to maintain as much muscle mass as I can. Also, studies show that it could potentially preserve your neural activation kind of element of your strength, where like your body continues to learn how to get stronger in terms of your use of your nerves, and it can translate that to either the right or the left side, regardless which side you use. Obviously, I'm going to experience some severe atrophy in my forearm and probably my bicep and tricep because my elbow's locked in the splint, and it's going to be for another 4 weeks. But here we are. This is the dice that's been rolled for me, and this is what I can do. You know, this is the kind of thing that throws people down a chain that ends in, you know, opiates and quitting your workout and becoming unfit and, you know, losing your job and becoming a, you know, guy who's on pain pills and eventually slips into heroin and dies young. I mean, that's one of the routes that you can go with the musculoskeletal injury these days. A lot of people go that way, and that absolutely will not be me, you know. So here we are fighting back to get back to square one. Unfortunately, this whole thing happened at the end of my lean out, so I'm like way more ripped than I'd want to be to recover from a surgery, and I also can't gain a bunch of weight, you know, to try and recover it better because I have this cast on. It probably won't even fit. It's going to be on for another 4 weeks at least, so maybe only 4 weeks, though. I'm kind of feeling confident that it might only be 4 weeks, especially because I'm starting to feel a lot better now that I can exercise. The hardest thing at first was being told not to exercise or get my blood pressure up. It's like, well, not exercising gets my blood pressure up. Probably more than exercising. So that sucked. But after a week, the doctor's like, it's looking a little better. Everything's in line. The surgery took, so I'm allowed to go forward and use the rest of my body to try and make some improvements and whatnot. So obviously I'm going to 3 days a week, full body, because every day is leg day and because I can only use half my torso. So hopefully we'll be making some good leg gains during this period of time. I also ordered a weighted vest, which has not arrived yet, because the weighted vest is going to give me an opportunity to really maintain my core strength, since I can't do a lot of the barbell exercises that I love. But so, you know, just taking advantage of what I'm capable of doing for the meantime. This is my work gym. I just sort of like was getting in pretty much anything I can do. There's a lot of things you can't do. So, you know, here we are. You can't always have a perfect life where everything goes right. You know, sometimes things are just unfair and they go wrong. And that's what happened. And I'm not going to sit down and take it. Period. You know, you got to be proactive about these things, or you will be conquered by your circumstances instead of conquering your circumstances. So, also most studies show that when you exercise and you have a musculoskeletal injury, it's just going to heal a lot faster. This leg press, I just did the whole stack on the machine just to try and feel some heavy weight. It's the only thing I can really do heavy is leg press, probably. I kept the hypers going so I can like try and maintain some of my lower back strength and deadlift strength. Now, once I get my weighted vest, I may be able to do stuff like this with a weighted vest, which could sort of hopefully, maybe when I get my forearm back in place, I'll be relatively in the same spot in terms of my strength on the deadlift. That would be great because it's like my favorite thing in the world, deadlifting and, you know, benching and squatting. And obviously I was always a barbell compound movements guy. So, you know, this is just a matter of trying to work what I can work and letting this arm heal so that hopefully it will be back 100% and I can do what I need to do. Some of these compounds are super hard one-handed. It's hard to like maintain your balance when you're you know, other side. You can't really even extend your arm, so your counterbalance possibilities are limited. That's actually been kind of a positive. I feel like it kind of helps me you know, learn to use my nerves differently and in different ways. Kind of help me with my body control.